everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home. The only piece of equipment you're going to need is a small medicine ball or basketball or just something that rolls that you can use, and some sort of a bench. So if you've got your coffee table, a kitchen chair would work, or a bench, a workout bench obviously would work great. So remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to move. 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio workout, get your heart rate up, get your muscles and joints warmed up and ready to move, and your mindset ready for some movement. Okay, we're going to try a challenging exercise today, doing a push-up with kind of an alternating hand placement. Now, you can always start where you're at. If you're doing them at the countertop, or if you're doing them on a, maybe against a wall, or using your treadmill or something, that's great. On a bench, if you're ready for a little bit of extra challenge, I'm going to have you change which hand is on this medicine ball while you're doing push-ups. So we're going to do, start on your knees if this is something you're wanting to try, but I'm going to have you start with one hand on the ball, do a push-up, roll it over, and keep changing like that. So it gives you a little bit of different muscle awareness, a little bit of different angle, having to use a little bit of different muscles. Same form on those push-ups though. You want to keep your head from dipping, keep it nice and straight in line with the rest of your spine. 2 more. Use that tummy to pull up and rest. Good. So that was 10. Feel free to try it. I know it's more challenging, but it's just kind of a fun way to mix it up if you're ready for another challenge. Okay, make sure you stand up nice and slowly. And then we're going to find an open wall. And we're going to do a wall sit. So an isometric exercise. Bring your feet out. Get settled on that wall. And if you don't have a wall, we're going to do 30 seconds here. If you don't have a wall, close a door. Almost everybody has a door that they can use. I know sometimes it's hard to find an open wall, but you can close a door and use that, even in your bathroom or something. So we're going to go 10 more seconds here. Really feeling that burn in those quads. Squeeze your glutes to help out your quads a little bit here. Nice and tall, shoulders down. You want to work for a 90-degree angle here. And rest. That was just a little bit longer than 30 seconds, but that's okay. If you can't hold it for 30, that's okay. Work on increasing your time. Okay, next we're going to do dips. So we've got a little bit of a challenging situation going here. If you have shoulder pain or wrist pain and you're not sure you want to try these, it can be pretty challenging. I'll move my camera over just a little. Dips are putting your hands on the edge. You can use a chair, coffee table, anything like that. If you're not ready to try that, you can use yoga blocks or big heavy books, like big thick books, and put your hands right here and push up. Or really sturdy armchair is another way to do it. Make sure you're not using your legs. So if you want to try those dips, first of all, for all of them, notice that my shoulders are up right now. We want to keep them down. So once we come off the side of that bench, I'm going to straighten my legs. Start by using them bent. That is a shorter lever. Straightening them is a longer lever. The other key here is keeping your back flat against the bench. So you almost want to scrape it up and down. 5, 6, you should really be feeling this in the back of your arms. 8, keep those shoulders down. 9, and 10. Good. Okay, the other thing you can do to try to ease into that, if you want to try that, is come off the edge once, and then sit back down. And then come off the edge, and then sit back down. So ways to kind of level up into it if you're ready to try that next level. Okay, I'm going to get my bench out of the way. And next we're going to do clamshells. So we're going to lower back down to the ground. on your side. This is a pretty common exercise that people will get for either hamstring injuries or PT for your hip, things like that. And it's also one that's really easy to do incorrectly. So the form should be my shoulders and my hips are stacked on top of each other. Now I don't want them open like this so that it's this giant movement. I want to have my shoulders and my hips almost closed off. So really tuck that bottom hip under so that that top hip is right on top. Bring those feet, bring your heels up towards your hips. Support yourself with that top hamstring so it keeps you rolled forward just a little bit. It's almost thinking about rolling forward. Now we're going to open up your knees, and that is all the range of motion you're going to be able to get. If I keep my hips closed, I can't even lift it further. Commonly, I see people kind of here, and they're lifting and lowering like this. And while you're exercising the muscles, it's just not quite as efficient. 6. You will notice that you feel it much more quickly this way. Right back here in your glutes, that's where we're targeting. And 10, good. Lots of times I will get a request to use a band on this one, and it's fine to use a band. It's fine to add a little resistance, but if you're really work on tucking that bottom hip under, bring those feet up, heels up towards your hips, almost roll forward. So you almost want to think like you're feeling like you're rolling forward. And then lift and lower that top knee. Small range of motion, really specific. 5. This is a really great stabilization exercise for those hips. Working on getting those glutes activated. It can be really hard to get your glutes to activate properly. And 10. Okay, good. Now we're going to stand back up. So take your time. Get on your hands and knees. One foot up, and then you can kind of sit in this for just a second to get your blood pressure back under control, and then stand up. Okay. Next, we're going to do some ankle range of motion and balance. So I'm going to have you just walk across your room on your heels. So I want you to lift your toes up, and I know that can be really challenging. Now, while you're doing this, walking across the room with your toes up and on your heels, notice that my body is straight. I'm not tilted forward like this to make this happen. I really want to work on good posture, good hip alignment, and those heels are just really working. My shins are working hard here to pull those toes up without my body compensating. Put my camera up just a touch. Okay, and then conversely, walk on your toes. So we're going to go way up far on your tiptoes and walk across the room slowly, working on those calf muscles, ankle strength, toe strength. Really spread those toes apart to grab and work those toes evenly. So just do that for a while. You can go back and forth, heels and toes. And this is something you can do anytime, of course, but it's really good for that ankle range of motion and that ankle strength and balance and lower leg strength. All of that is really important. Okay, we're going to lower back down for the last exercise. Now I've got my ball here that I used for that first exercise. If you don't have a medicine ball, you can use a dumbbell, you can use a weight plate, you can just use a pillow. We're going to do Russian twists. Now with this one, I want you're going to sit like this with your heels kind of resting on the ground, and then we're going to lean backwards. If you can't do that without your back hurting, find a small pillow or roll up a towel and put it right in your sacrum, just to give you a little bit of a support. Now I want your back straight here, not bent like this. That's a lot of pressure on your low back. So you want to think about sticking your chest out, staying nice and tall, and then we're going to turn and touch that ball down side to side. 3. Now if you want to make this more challenging, you can lean forward back or lean further back. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Of course, you can always do more. You can add more weight, slow it way down. There's a lot of ways to make it more difficult. Or you can lift up your feet as well. So that's another way to add to that challenge. But most importantly, if you do feel it in your low back, check yourself. Make sure you're not bent like that. You want it to stay nice and tall, good posture, just tipped backward at the hips. And then you can always put like a small ball or a rolled up towel back there to help with that support. Okay, go through those 1 or 2 more times, add a little cardio in between, mix it up, keep your heart rate up, and then always follow with a good cool down and stretch. Please let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a great workout.